video you all probably predicted would happen sooner or later. I'm selling my 32 GTR. The new owner's actually flying in tomorrow from Texas. Before you type any comments saying I knew it or anything like that, this has nothing to do with financial situation or anything. 34 is not going anywhere, I can promise that. That's a project I want to actually do and finish to the end. Told you, I promised everyone that I would not sell that, and I have no intention to. Since the last video, since I drove, got that running and driving and everything, I haven't touched the R34 or anything like that. Obviously, I'm waiting on GTR panels now. Most likely, the next video after this one will be putting the R34 GTR quarters, installing those. It's just kind of hot now. It's like 100 degrees plus every day. I'm so glad I did the engine swap and everything while it was a little bit cooler. Moving to this car, simple reason, you're gonna ask why. It's too nice for me, honestly. It's such a nice car and everything works, and I totally mean that. It has not given me a single issue at all, but it's too nice. It's a rare color that's original paint, and it's super great condition, and the motor's built, and it's just, I can't really do anything to this car. And you guys know that everything I do with cars, I have to do stuff to them. I have to wide body. I don't have to wide body them, but I have to do stuff to the body. I have to do stuff to the motor. I have to do this. But this is so nice, I don't even want to touch it or do anything to it. And it's actually so nice that I have to think twice before I take it somewhere. Because if somebody were to bump into this, if somebody were to hit it, whatever, it would actually upset me, because it's so nice and there's so much value behind this car because of the original rare paint, because of how just damn nice it is, that I can't even drive it to the extent that I want to drive it. When I first got this, I was actually thinking of tracking it because I wanted a car to get into track driving. I've been saying that for the past 5 cars now, that I want to get on a track, and I seriously do, because I just want to get seat time. I want to do upgrades to a car as I get seat time, so I actually notice the coilovers, the tires, the brakes, sway bars, whatever. I just feel bad tracking this, because what the hell happens if I go off track and hit something? It's so nice. It's probably the dumbest reason you guys have ever heard for why somebody wanted to get rid of a car, but that's my reason. I mean, I say it's so nice as it's sitting here with dust and filth, which I'm gonna clean it right now actually and wipe it down for the owner. I haven't driven it in a week. I actually took it to work a few times last week, but it's too nice. And the R34, that's different. That's a crashed car. It's not original paint, it's not original anything. I built that from scratch, and I'm gonna want to drive the hell out of it because I built it and I don't care, But this is original. Having 2 Skylines, even having a 3rd Skyline, if I got a 3rd Skyline, is super baller. There's really no need for it, if that makes sense. I'd rather get another car that's different than the Skyline, so I can have 2 different experiences, instead of this and that are pretty much the same car. I know you guys are going to be like, no, that's an RB25, RB26, all-wheel drive, rear-wheel drive. Yes, but they're very similar. Now, I want you guys to comment down below what car I should get next. Am I going to listen to you guys? Who knows? But I just want your opinions. Because I'm looking to get a car that I can it doesn't have to be a daily driver, but I probably will daily it. But once again, it doesn't have to be, that's fine. But it's also something that I could take to the track and get faster with and stuff like that. Now, before I clean this car, there's a few, I've been car hunting for the past week. I have not even touched the R34 since the drive. I feel so bad. It's just been sitting out there because there's really not enough stuff to do currently. Before I even tell you what cars I was considering, I just want to say that my life goal isn't to so much, so to say, own a car for a long period of time, or even build all these cars and stuff. It's more or less to experience cars. It's the whole premise of, do you remember being 14, 15 years old, 10 years old, and wanting what you have now today? And that's kind of all I want my life to be, is these cars that I thought that were cool when I was 15, that I still value a lot. I kind of just want to own them and experience them. Doesn't matter if I own them for a month, doesn't matter if I own them for a year or 2. It's the same thing. I'm experiencing the car, and that's kind of what I want out of life, is to just experience these, from JDM imports, from European exotics to BMWs to American stuff to classic stuff, everything. I just want to experience everything. That's essentially all I care about. Now, of course, there's cars like the 34 where I wanted that experience. That one of my bucket list goals is to build a car from scratch, and that's what we've been doing with the R34. It's literally was a shell, Every single bolt on there, the front, rear subframe, everything is touched by me and done by me, and I really wanted a project like that. Now, the car that's going to be on the side of that is a car that I don't want to work on so much. I don't want it to be like a full-on, hey, let's take out the engine, the transmission, let's fully repaint it, whatever. It's just kind of, I'll do things to it, but I'd also like to just drive and experience it and all that stuff. So that leads me to a car that I've always been considering, which is a big contender, was a Lotus Lease. And then I kind of found out about the power figures and stuff like that, and I understand 150 horsepower isn't that bad when you weigh 2,000 pounds, but then I found out about the Exige, and I mean, I knew about the Exige, I knew about the Elise, I knew about the Evora, everything, but the price point of the Exige is much higher than an Elise, as you would know, because it's a supercharged version, and it's actually lighter and even more hardcore. But so, I actually found one up north, and I didn't buy it yet. I'm talking to the guy, and it's really cheap. Like it's like $10,000 to $15,000 cheaper than the cheapest one I can find above it, and that's because it has like 170,000 miles on it, and the motor and trans have been swapped by Lotus at 99,000 miles, so it technically doesn't have that mileage on the motor and trans. But I don't know, it has like this rough garage done paint job and some ugly carbon fiber wrap, and I don't know if that would be a good car, because I know Lotuses, they're super reliable, or the Elise Exiges, because they use Toyota engines, and Toyota engines are so reliable and great that you could take it to a track. Shit, I mean, even if I blow the motor, or even if I blew the transmission, you're still buying a Toyota motor transmission at the end of the day. You're not buying a Ferrari or an Audi R8 motor, which is, you know, 20, 30K, so they're still affordable. But of course, as you guys know, my height and weight is kind of a thing. I'm 6'4". I don't know what that is in what do you guys measure by inch? No, you guys centimeters, right? I think the metric for height is centimeters. I think so. That's a very tiny car for 6'4" of me to get in and out of, and that's all I'm really worried about is that, because the S2000 was kind of cramped, but you know, 2,000 pounds and 250 horsepower, and you can get it to 300 horsepower so quickly is just, and not to mention, I've literally been wanting an Elise since I saw it on Top Gear when I was like 15. Like, I just thought it was like, that's cool. That's like a cheap little mini supercar that can whip supercars' asses, but it's like this tiny little Lotus with a Toyota engine. But that was one of my biggest suggestions, so I want to hear what you guys think about that. Of course, when I get the next car, as always, I will bring you guys with me. And then I'm just going to talk about just a few little cars I was considering. Wanted an air-cooled 911, realized they're really expensive for something that's going to be reliable, and also their maintenance is killer, and their engines and transmissions cost a lot, and to rebuild them, they're a lot. And even if you DIY it, it's still a lot of money. So that kind of went out the window. I'm sure later in life, within 10 years, I'll own a 911 air-cooled one, I'm positive. Another thing is NSXs. NSXs, I found a really cheap one. Well, cheap for what it is, but still not sure. I mean, I know Honda motor, reliable, great track car, can be a daily, a lot more space than a Lotus inside, you know. Then other things are Corvettes. I did not know that C7 Corvettes depreciated that much. C7 is the 2014 Plus. Now, it would be a base one, or a C6 Z06 that's like built or something like that. And I know everyone's like, dude, cross this Corvette. And I already looked, couldn't find a black one, but yeah. But those are just some of the few cars that I've been looking at. There's a lot more than that, trust me. Before any of you detailers say anything, this thing has a ton of swirl marks already. I'm sure it's going to be paint corrected by the next owner, so trust me, I'm not doing any damage to it more than it already has. But I'm going to detail it, get it out on the street, and I want to do some last cinematics and pictures of the car or something like that. I wanted to drive it, but I'm one of those people that doesn't feel lucky enough to drive a car right before you sell it, because like something's gonna happen, you know what I mean? And also, I'm not one of those people that's like, once the car is sold, I'm gonna go out and beat the shit out of it for the last few days right before the owner picks it up. As I said, I posted this earlier this week, and it's sold within like 12 to 24 hours or something like that, and I haven't even driven it since, so it's just kind of been sitting here. So like, I don't know, I just don't think I'm good enough for this car, you know what I mean? Like, it's too good. I like to beat my stuff and drive it and use it. And of course you can drive this, but I don't know. If I really wanted an R32 that badly, I'd rather buy one that's like 10K less than this, that's beat on a GTR, and beat on that instead of this nice, immaculate, rare color boy. Wow, so pretty. Sucks, but it's you know, feels bad, man. But yeah, it's so beautiful. My God. Once again, in the sun, there's a ton of swirl marks, but just these wheels and everything. It's literally such a perfect example of a 32 GTR, but sadly, I like to ruin all my crap and drive it hard, so. Even the interior, if you guys haven't seen before, like literally perfect interior. No dash bubble, Nismo cluster. Everything's updated actually. Every single speaker in here is upgraded with a aftermarket head unit. Even has a reverse camera. These nice Recaro two-piece original interior, Nismo floor mats front and rear. Like it's air conditioning, heat, everything works in this car and it's so good. But you know, it's really nice. I wish I could keep up, you know, someday I'll be able to keep a car like this and have my driver cars too. But let me know in the comments down below if you're gonna miss this car. I'm sure everyone will, but you know, I don't even have to even ask that. Yeah, I'm gonna back it out right now into the middle of the street, kind of just do a few cinematics or whatever the hell they're called. Before it gets a little bit too dark for this camera. And yeah, still got to clean out the inside. I have like a few little things in there that I just gotta take, but yeah, he's actually driving this back home 15 hours to Texas or something like that, which it'll totally make and everything. I mean, like I said, every time I drive this, I drive it hard and I drive it in the canyons and everything, which to end this video, I'm gonna actually put a full clip of that canyon run with all the sound and everything. But yeah, I mean, I ran this car hard. Like whenever I drove it, it never gave me an issue. Never overheated in this 100-degree weather or anything. So yeah, let me put the camera somewhere to watch it come out. Yeah, I'm gonna miss this. Usually I don't really feel this way when I sell cars, but this thing's nice. But you know, I'm making a bit of money off of it, so I can't really complain, you know. It's kind of what I want to do with cars. Every time I get in a car, I want to make sure I can always just get out with a little bit more money so I can get to the next level, you know, and just slowly climb my way up. Like the 34, I'm gonna be in it a certain amount of money, which a lot of you guys ask. I will do a budget breakdown once it's done. But that car will always sell for a lot more than what I'm in it. And this car, I got it at a pretty good price, and I'm selling it even at a pretty fair price. It could sell for even more, honestly, but you know, as long as it's going to a good home, it will be used and everything. It's ironic because I just said it's going to be used, but yet I'm selling it because I don't want to use it. But you know how it is. I mean, if you guys don't understand, you don't understand. If you do, you do. But I'm always going to be more attached to the R34 in the backyard simply because I built that. You know, we did that together. And this I bought built, and I mean, it's great to buy stuff built, but sometimes you're never gonna be as attached to it as you will to something you built with your own hands, even if it's crappier than the one that you buy like this. Of course, the R34 is never gonna be this nice, but it's gonna mean a lot more to me, is what I'm trying to get at. But yeah, I don't even know if I'll just take it for a drive or not. It has like no gas right now, but probably won't. Just try to, you know, maybe have a last clip of it driving away or something like that. That's when you start it and you pump just once on the gas. It's funny because you just hear him in the background go, yeah. Well, that's the first time that's happened. Okay, good. I was gonna say, is that... What? Thanks so much for being part of this journey. I know I didn't really do many videos of the 32, and that's kind of another reason. Like, you know, there just wasn't many videos to do. What do you want? I'm being a YouTuber. There just wasn't many videos to do of it, you know. Like I said, I didn't really want to modify it, you know. Like, it's just so damn nice. The 34, as I'm gonna say countless, nothing's happening to that. I don't have any plans to sell that, you know. It's still right there. My baby that runs and drives now, sort of. So see you guys on the next video, where I'll get a car that's hopefully a little bit more modifiable and a little bit more enjoyable for us as a community. Anyways, thanks so much for watching. I'm gonna play the R32 GTR Canyon clip, which is like 2.5 minutes, and the video will end. So thanks so much for watching. See you guys in the